Good morning, fellow traders. How are you today? Welcome to today's market outlook. My name is Edmund. So, today is a Wednesday, 22nd of July 2020. I noticed over the last few days, ever since Monday, markets was reacting a bit slightly differently, especially currencies and also the timing of the move. It happened kind of early by about 1 hour over the last few days, and it could possibly due to the ongoing negotiations between the European Union nations, which started last Saturday and extended all the way until Sunday. And only yesterday, on the 21st of July, on a Tuesday, they came to an agreement to approve a 750 billion euro stimulus package for the Eurozone. So I guess that explains why the currencies such as the UK pound and also the euro dollar reacted slightly differently in terms of timing of the move. Okay, so we'll get to that a bit shortly in terms of the European Union stimulus package. Let us have a quick look and see what is coming up today for the economic calendar. So, being a Wednesday, the economic calendar is pretty light also, pretty much similar to Monday's and Tuesday's economic calendar. However, due to the ongoing and also the recently approved European Union stimulus package on Tuesday, we did see the UK pound, the euro dollar, okay, and also gold prices being very aggressive on a Monday, Tuesday, and possibly also for today. Okay, so this is what happened to the US dollar yesterday. It is still continuing its bearish trend, and yesterday it actually broke through the support levels at about 1600 plus 5. This is 9 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time. Okay, so even on the H4 and D1 charts, it was indicating that it could go down further. Okay, so let us have a quick look and see in terms of economic events coming up today. Again, it is pretty light. This morning we had the retail sales data coming out from Australia, so it came in at 2.4% versus 16.9% in the previous month. Okay, so it looks like the Australian retail sales numbers are not too encouraging. And moving on to 8:30 p.m. later tonight, we will be having the consumer price index numbers from Canada. From Canada, it's going to be a set of consumer price index numbers from the monthly consumer price index to the yearly core CPI numbers and to the median CPI numbers. Moving on to 9 p.m. From the US this time, we will be having the housing price index numbers, and also at 10 p.m. we will be having the existing home sales data. Again, the data should not be having a major impact on the markets. However, I think what is having an impact on the markets over the last few market days, number one, definitely was the European Union stimulus package. Number two, it could be on the coronavirus situation in the US, and also on developments on the vaccine, okay, the vaccine progress. So these are the few relevant themes which are moving the markets now. And finally, at 10:30 p.m. tonight, we will be having crude oil inventories. Let us have a quick look at the crude oil numbers. Okay, so for tonight, markets are expecting crude oil inventories to come in at a reduction of 2.1 million barrels of crude oil. So again, if the numbers come in below 2.1 million barrels, that means there is lesser reduction than expected. Then we expect supply to be slightly higher than demand, and that should be pushing prices down. Okay, however, that is again the theory. So let us have a look and see what other events or news happened over the last 24 hours. Okay, so so we saw just now the US dollar again extended its decline against most of the major currencies. Again, we saw the US dollar being weak, and the other major currencies such as the UK pound and the euro dollar being extremely bullish against the US dollar. So looking at it again, this is what we saw yesterday, or what we see every single day at about 12 to 1 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time. That is the time we will be understanding the market sentiment and price action. And as of yesterday, again, most of the time the prices were hanging around the support levels at 95.65, and towards the US trading session, again, the timing is here. 1600 plus 5 is 21, so 21 will be 9 p.m. local Singapore and Malaysia time. The US dollar weakens throughout the US trading session. Okay, so we're going to have a look and see how the other major currencies reacted as the US dollar weakened. Then let's just recap back on other events and news over the last 24 hours. Yesterday night, Canada released their May retail sales numbers, which rebounded sharply, and even though it came in just a tad below expectations, it was still much better. It was a very largely improved number over the previous month's reading. Okay, so here we go. So core retail sales numbers coming in at 10.6%, just slightly below market expectations of 11.9. However, the 10.6% improvement was way better than the negative 20.7% reading on the previous month. Same goes for retail sales. Numbers came in at 18.7, just slightly below 20.2, and again way better than the negative 25% recorded in the previous month. Okay, so that was for the Canadian retail sales data. The Canadian dollar, let's see how it reacted yesterday. Just a quick one. Okay, so yesterday we can see that the Canadian dollar was pretty much bearish also. The Canadian dollar was pretty much bullish, strengthening against the US dollar, as the US dollar was still moving down, still weakening. Okay, so second. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so this is the Canadian dollar. So the Canadian dollar actually weakened about 100 pips yesterday. Yeah. So besides the Canadian economic data, again, the major news over the last 3 market days was the negotiations and finally the agreements from the major European leaders, such as German Chancellor Angela Merkel, and also other leaders from France and Italy. Okay, so they approved 750 billion stimulus package to support the less wealthy European Union countries, and more importantly, this stimulus program are going to be distributed mostly as grants. Grants means that once the funds are dispersed, technically they do not have to be repaid. So countries which are taking these grants or this financial aid do not have to expand their national debt, and thus it will actually help most of the economies to regain back their foothold and also recover their economies. So that's the beauty of it. All this stimulus package and grants does not have to be repaid. Okay, another good point which I personally think is great is that almost 1/3 of the funds would be earmarked for fighting climate change. In other words, yes, they are pumping money into the into the Eurozone system. However, they are pumping in money into green climate activities or green climate industries, okay, such as the production of solar panels, possibly more research and development into green energy sources, and also to other green initiatives. So I think it's a beautiful effort. It will help the economy financially, and it will also help the environment in that sense. Okay, so that would be the events of the last 24 hours and also the next coming 24 hours. So let us go and have a look and analyze and understand the technical charts movements.